Holistic Insights on Arthritis and Bone Health. Barbara Oneil, a respected naturopath, health educator, and speaker, is known for her deep understanding of natural health, particularly in the areas of chronic conditions like rheumatoid arthritis, osteoporosis, and osteoarthritis. With decades of experience in wellness and natural therapies, Barbara has empowered countless individuals to manage their health through holistic approaches. Rheumatoid arthritis, an autoimmune disorder that causes painful inflammation in the joints, is one of the key conditions Barbara addresses in her teachings. She advocates for dietary adjustments, lifestyle changes, and natural remedies that can help reduce inflammation and improve quality of life for those with this chronic condition.
Look at some breakfast. My suggestion is always start with fruit. You see, breakfast means break fast. And fruit is a lovely, light, refreshing way for your stomach and your colon to break its fast. If a person has a yeast presence, if a person has diabetes, I would suggest they go for the low GI fruits. If a person is conquering cancer, I would say put fruit on hold initially. And then one may have a grain. It might be millet, it might be quinoa, it might be buckwheat. The Polish love their buckwheat. Aussies are getting used to it. Aussies like buckwheat pancakes. There are a variety of grains, and it allows the family to start getting used to different grains. And then on that one might have some coconut cream, remember? Excellent oil. Or one might have the pear Brazil nut cream that I mentioned earlier. On top of that, one may sprinkle some chia seeds. Sandra Cabot made LSA famous. LSA. And in many shops you can buy linseed or flaxseed, sunflower and almond already ground up in little plastic bags ready for you, but don't touch them. Because you can see from my illustration today, the light, heat and oxygen quickly cause a destruction of the double bonds. So within about an hour of grinding, especially the flaxseed or the linseed and the sunflower, the light, heat and oxygen have been attracted into here and the oils are spoiled. There is a use for your coffee grinder. You can grind your seeds in it just before you eat your breakfast. So let's put in some LSA too. Flaxseed or linseed is a very high oil seed. 3 teaspoons of ground linseed will deliver 1 teaspoon of the oil. So it's a very high oil. Most people are very happy with that breakfast.
Fruits that are generally low on the glycemic index include berries like strawberries, raspberries, and blueberries, citrus fruits such as grapefruit, oranges, and lemons, stone fruits like apples, pears, plums, and peaches, and others like cherries, apricots, and pomegranates. Barbara, are there any other options?
Or some might prefer savoury. So this is breakfast number 1. Breakfast number 2, maybe some fruit, always a nice way to start the day, with some nuts and seeds. And then they might have some sourdough toast. If you're gluten-free, you might go to a millet toast. If you're not gluten-free, you might go to a spelt sourdough toast. You see, sourdough is just the way that the bread rises. It's a cultured bread. It breaks down the protein or the gluten in the grain, so sourdough bread is more digestible. On top of that, you might have some savoury lentils. Or on top of that, you might have some scrambled tofu, which is a delicious way to have tofu. Some may prefer that.
Barbara will now explain the benefits of each of the recommended breakfasts.
What about in the breakfast? I've rubbed off our breakfast, but I can recall our fibre was in our fruit. Actually, the fibre's in everything. The protein in the first breakfast there was protein in the quinoa, there's protein in the buckwheat, there's protein in the millet, there's protein a little bit in the coconut cream, some in the pear cream, protein in the chia seed and all the linseed, sunflower seed and almonds. In the second breakfast, there was protein in the nuts, and there was protein, of course, in your scrambled tofu or your savoury lentils. Whereas the fats in the first breakfast, there was fats in the coconut cream, in the pear cream, in the LSA, in the chia seed. So as you can see by my illustration, it is not hard to do that, because it is the fibre and it is the protein and it is the fat that keeps the food in the stomach longer.
What about lunch?
So what do we have for lunch? So you see, the fine-tuning in every case is yours. We should enjoy what we eat. Lunch. Let me think of what we had for lunch today. I'll write you down what we had for lunch today. We had a kale salad. We had avocado. We had a quinoa salad, and the quinoa salad had tomato, onion and broccoli in it. And then we had a shepherd's pie. And the shepherd's pie had a topping of mashed potato, and the nicest way to mash your potato is with olive oil and Celtic salt. Mashed potato, and underneath the mashed potato there was brown lentils in a savoury sauce. If you want to know how to make legumes taste amazing, buy an Indian cookbook, buy a Lebanese or Italian cookbook. They know how to make them taste nice. They know their legumes because for centuries that's what their protein source was. They don't have the land to graze the cattle. We had a couple come here, they're Lebanese, brother and sister. They were in their early 30s. They said, recently a friend of ours came for tea, and we said to our mum, cook some lentils. Our friend is a vegetarian. She says, I'm not going to serve poor man's food. You see, growing up in Italy, they saw the lentils as poor man's food. I said, well, now you can go back and tell her it's the rich man's food because it is such a superior protein, and there's so many things that you can do with legumes. You just need to find out what to do with them.
Now, Barbara will let us know of the benefits of each of the recommended lunch items.
Let's make an assessment of the fibre. Everything's got fibre. The protein. There's a little bit of protein in your quinoa or your quinoa. There's protein in your lentils. And I think that the lentils were made savoury with miso. Miso puts a lovely flavour in lentils. Am I right? Oh, I just got a shake. There was no miso in it today. Sometimes there's miso in it.